What's going on, everybody? Spunky Nights 91 coming to you guys with another video. With the departure of Joe Douglas as Vice President of Player Personnel, there are now question marks in Philadelphia. The question mark, of course, being who replaces Joe Douglas, who was, as we all know now, is going off to New York to become the New York Jets next year manager. Well, there's been a couple names that have been passed out. You know, a couple names that have been rumored. Andrew Berry being the biggest name. I was reading an article by Eagles Wire talking about Andrew Berry as the possible replacement. I'm going to read to you guys what Eagles Wire had to say, and I'm going to give you my thoughts afterwards. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and read what Eagles Wire said. Here's what Eagles Wire had to say. Andrew Berry has ostensibly always been Howie Roseman's right-hand man with the Eagles as the team's vice president of football operations, and his role could increase even more with the departure of Joe Douglas. Douglas, the Eagles' vice president of player personnel, is now Roseman's counterpart, taking over as the new general manager of the New York Jets. With Douglas getting full control in New York, the question now has to be asked: does Roseman replace Douglas' role with the Eagles, and with whom? Douglas played a huge role in Roseman's resurgence as a personnel guru after his battle with Chip Kelly. And with 3 straight solid NFL drafts, the Eagles will now look elsewhere for the same personnel expertise that played a role in getting Alshon Jeffrey, Jordan Howard, Timmy Jernigan, and Cravon LeBlanc onto the roster. With Douglas possibly taking some of the scouting department with him, the question now goes to who replaces Douglas. The biggest name from the internal options on the staff has to be Andrew Berry, who was brought over from the Cleveland Browns in February, likely with the idea that the day of Douglas departing would come. Berry was brought into as a understudy to Douglas, as he was named the Eagles' vice president of football operations, a step below Roseman in the football operations department. Berry spent 7 years in the coach scouting department. Scouts on Douglas' staff, such as Andy Weidel and director of college scouting Ian Cunningham, could take the trip up the New Jersey Turnpike with Douglas, making an internal replacement even more difficult. Other internal candidates could include Tom Donahoe, senior football advisor, Anthony Patch, senior director of college scouting, and Brandon Brown, director of pro scouting. So there you have it right there. Andrew Berry being the biggest, what Eagles Wire believe as the top candidate to take over Joe Douglas' role as vice president of football personnel. My thoughts on this, man. I'm just I have mixed feelings about this. About Andrew Berry taking over that role. I truly do have mixed feelings. Knowing that Andrew Berry came from the Cleveland Browns, knowing that he spent time with the Cleveland Browns just last year, we all know the Cleveland Browns front office, man. They had a good year, obviously, last season. They had a season last year where things seem to be getting better there, but that's just not, that's not enough for me to feel confident that this guy can handle the job right. Yes, they made some good moves in their drafts last year. Obviously, drafting Baker Mayfield, of course. And it looks like the Cleveland Browns are definitely on the uptick, but that's an organization that's just been a mess for quite a long time, man. You're talking about since they came back into the league in 1999, the Browns have been a mess, man. It's hard for me to really trust anybody that came from the Cleveland Browns front office. The Eagles have been, preparing for this departure from Joe when it comes to Joe Douglas, but I'm not quite too happy with some of the replacements that they have been, preparing for. They hired a guy from the Miami Dolphins front office, who we all know the Miami Dolphins are not an organization that you're going to look at and say, yes, these guys know what they're doing. Let's hire people from their front office. So I truly do have mixed feelings about this, man. If Andrew Berry does take over that role, Joe Douglas, I said it yesterday when he got hired by the Jets, man. I wish you nothing but the very best, man. According to the reports, it's a 6-year contract over there with him in the New York Jets. He's going to be making about $3 million a season. So I wish him nothing but the best, man. $3 million a year. I wish him nothing but the best. Like I've already said, man, I just don't like the timing of it. I don't like the way the Jets handled the situation. But it is what it is, man. Joe Douglas is gone. He's moving on to New York. And that's just how it goes, man. When you're winning, when you're having success, man, these bad organizations that have been losing for many years, like the Jets have, they start looking at your front office, and they really do start looking at your front office and looking to hire people from your front office. That's just the way it goes. Joe Douglas has earned his right to be a general manager. He's been in the league for quite a long time. Has a pretty, he has a pretty impressive resume. So it is what it is, man. When you're winning, of course they come looking at your coaches, and they come looking at your front office. So I wish them nothing but the very best in New York, except when they play the Eagles, of course. I don't have no hatred for the New York Jets whatsoever. I actually hope they turn around up there, because I'm sick and tired of seeing New England dominate that damn division. I want to see somebody else, dethrone the Patriots up there in the AFC East. So hopefully Joe Douglas he can turn around. He can turn around for them. Who knows, man. But I wish him nothing but the very best. But back to my team, man. Back to my team. I don't know how to feel about this at all, man, because knowing that he came, like I said, knowing that he came from the Cleveland Browns organization, a team that's been losing for so many years, man, who have had horrible drafts, who have had absolutely horrendous, signings, man, free agent signings. It really is. I'm conflicted about it. Yes, like I said, yes, I know the Browns. Their front office seemed to be starting. They seem to start getting it together last offseason, whatever. They started making some more wise decisions, but that's just one. That was just 1 year with the Browns, man. We'll see what the Browns look like next season. Andrew Berry, like the article said, that he has ostensibly been Roseman's right-hand man. So hopefully Roseman and Douglas, both of them have been grooming him and preparing him. Like it said that he was obviously an understudy to Douglas, and we've known it, man. We've known it for a while that Douglas was definitely going to get his opportunity to be a general manager. That's happened. So we'll see, man. We just have to wait and see. I'm willing to give Andrew Berry a chance if he's definitely promoted to that position. At this point, we have no choice. So if he is promoted to the vice president of player personnel, I definitely will give him a chance, see what he could do, man. He spent some time with the Colts organization as well. So we'll see, man. We definitely will see. But yeah, some of the other names over here, like I said, that was mentioned as possibly replacing him, replacing Joe Douglas, are Tom Donahoe, the senior football advisor, Anthony Pat, senior director of college scouting, and Brandon Brown, director of pro scouting. Like the article say, they believe that Andrew Berry would be the most likely candidate for that job. Douglas is probably going to take Andy Weidl with him. I would expect that. Ian Cunningham, another guy, I definitely would expect him to take. Andy Weidl's been with Joe Douglas pretty much his whole career. So why leave his side now? I'm sure he's gonna if he does go to the Jets, he'll definitely get a pay raise and a promotion. So I don't blame him. These guys are obviously trying to they want to advance their careers. I have no problem with that. No hard feelings there. They want to advance their career, get a promotion. I have no problem with that. But the Eagles are definitely gonna have to. They're gonna definitely have to continue to bring in guys that know their shit, that know their football, so that we can make sure that we have the right guys in place to replace these guys. That's just the way the business of the NFL goes. Scouts come and go, players come and go, coaches come and go. That's just how it is. And when you're winning like we have been winning, these teams that have not been doing a lot of winning, like the Jets, they come and look at your guys. That's just the way it is. That's just the business of the NFL, man. Best of luck to Joe Douglas out there in New York. We'll see if Andrew Berry, in fact, gets a job. We'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, if he does get the job, I wish him the very best, man. I'm going to give him a chance. At this point, I have no choice, obviously. I'll give him a chance. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think that Harry Roseman is going to replace Joe Douglas' position? Is he going to hire somebody for that position? Or do you think he's just going to leave it vacant and trust his expertise and trust scouts and expertise. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. As always, go Birds. Spunky Nights 91 is out of here. Fly, Eagle, fly. Peace.